on this computer. Okay. Hello, everyone.
Hello, hello.
I hope you are well. I hope everybody can see us and hear us. It's nice to meet you. I am Richard Bavosik from Hungary. With my firm InnoMaker Partners, we are helping this V4 consortium to operate, to come to light. I think I will give the floor to Jiří, who will talk about international, going international, and his experiences with that. And I give it the floor to you.
Great, thank you, Richard, and hello, everyone. I hope everyone can hear me. Is it true? Can you hear me? All right. And I see there's just 4 of us, so I would like to make this presentation as interactive as possible, that it will brings you some value for your business. So I will start with the introduction about me, what I'm building, my experience with expansions, and then we will have, I think, enough space for your questions and have a discussion about possibilities in scaling and growing your startups and businesses. So this is the agenda for today. It should to be around 1 hour, and we will see. I can stay a little bit longer if needed, and the discussion will be good. So please, always, if you have any question, feel free to ask me now or write it down and ask me later in FAQ section. So we can start, and I will quickly introduce myself and what I am building. So I am Jiří Diblik. I'm originally from Czech Republic. Now I'm spending most of the time in Prague and also in San Francisco, and I'm building apps and startups for last 12 years now. And I was always in tech, always in digital technologies. Right now, at the meantime, I am founder and CEO at one of the biggest, fastest growing mental health startup called VOS Health. And before VOS, it's right now, actually, it's 3.5, 4 years since I started building VOS. And before that, I was running a digital agency where we were building mobile apps for clients all around the world. And we successfully exited the agency and started building VOS. So now at VOS, I'm responsible especially for growth, marketing, and fundraising, looking for investors and helping company to grow. So now I'm 26. So since 12, I'm building mobile apps and web apps, and it's my biggest passion. So when we will be speaking about the expansions and growing your business, I will be comparing mainly 2 areas, which is SaaS, software as a service, and agency business, agency life, because I have a lot of experience with agency business as well. And it's like completely different game, completely different approach how you can scale your agency or SaaS business. So we will be discussing this later. And in my free time, I love tennis. I'm doing a lot of sport, and I'll travel a lot. So this is something quickly about me. And now I can jump into the topic about a startup, what I'm building right now. So I don't know if you know VOS Health. Is here someone who already tried our app? Someone? You can write in the chat or send reaction. Probably no one. So I'll be happy to share you more. So VOS Health is all-in-one mental health app. that currently helping over 3.5 million users worldwide to manage their mental health and find inner balance. How does it work? We built an app for iOS, Android, watchOS, Vision Pro, and Mac that analyzing your data, such as sleep, steps, activities, screen time, location, and more. And based on these data, we providing our users highly personalized mental health plan. We provide exercises like journaling, meditation, mood tracking, or breathing exercises. And on top of it, we developed our own proprietary technology called ChatMind, which is something like AI psychologist. So as you're using our platform, the voice getting to know you better, and you can chat with all your mind entries or your physical activities and get deeply understanding your emotions, why you feel the way you do, what impact your mood, and we can also alert you if any challenges in your life happening. So for example, when burnout's coming or when anxiety coming, was recognized. No, someone just joining. I will just accept new participant on the event. So we can recognize when something wrong is happening with your mind, and we can alert you. On the research part, we are working with the technology with the universities all around the world. For example, from Palackého University in Olomouc, or with University of Vienna. And the interesting part about the voice health, and maybe it's also the main topic of this discussion, is that we're serving our product to the users in more than 180 countries all around the world. Our target countries is especially US and Western Europe, but we have our users everywhere. And I would say this is the most beautiful part of SaaS, like building software as a service, that you can really easily scale your business and provide your product to the people all around the world. So something about the numbers. So we have around 3.5 million users in the VOS app right now. We have more than 20% in the US, around 30% in Western Europe, and 50% of the users are all around the world. We became Apple App of the Day. We raised over $3 million from venture capital investors. We're still super small team, even though we're right now 13 people. Most of the team is in the R&D part, so most of the team focus purely on development of the product, and we are just three of us at the moment on the marketing and growth part. So I am in the team, in the small team responsible for the growth and grow hacking, and especially being able to get a lot of users on board. So in terms of numbers, we are getting around 2,000 users every day to our platform. So now, because the topic of the discussion is about the expansion of the business, about the growing your business, and how to grow faster and how to scale faster, I would start with comparing the SaaS and agency business, because my previous business was agency, and it's completely different game because it's a service game. So you have it's a people business. It was great. I always recommend everyone who planning to enter a startup area or a tech business to start with this type of, let's say, service business, where you can learn a lot. When we started building agency in the beginning, because I'm from Eastern Europe, from the Czech Republic, we saw a huge opportunity to find customers in the western part of Europe and make the work in the Czech Republic. I think this is really common model for a lot of agencies. I know a lot of agencies founders. I know a lot of guys who build a successful agency. I know also a lot of agency that failed. So it's always the biggest challenge, how to manage the cash flow, how to get enough clients, how to keep your pipeline of the project always full. It's one of the biggest challenge for the agency, and you always struggle. You have a lot of deals, and so you don't have enough people in the agency, or you have a lot of people and you don't have projects for them. So it's an everyday hustle for a startup, for agency founders. So, but the good part about the agency for you as a founder or for someone who's thinking to start building startups is that you learn a lot. You will be able to meet a lot of interesting people. You will see under the roof of a lot of big companies. They will let you to use their technology. They will share with you a lot about your business. And for me, it was the biggest, I would say, fundament of my journey, being like founder of VOS at the moment, but it helps me a lot to really understand holistically a lot of different businesses. So definitely recommending everyone who's thinking about the startups, starting with the agency. My experience with the scaling and expansions of these type of business was always go to the location where you want to find your customers. I was always trying to find these clients for my agency online, but it was almost impossible. Your volume is much more lower if you are fully remote. Back then I was 18. I just finished high school and I dropped out university, and I almost have no money on my account. So I asked my parents to rent me a car, and I took my co-founder and we take a car and traveled through Switzerland and started looking for our first customers. And it was the best decision what we did, that we was not doing this online. Like we started doing it online, but it was not working. And we said, no, it have to work. We have to go there. So we took a car, traveled by car to Switzerland and spent around 2-3 weeks in Switzerland, and running all around the conferences and literally like entering the Roche company and knocking the door and asking if they need any development services. It was fun. It was really hard. We didn't have any money. We didn't almost have any team here in the Czech Republic, but we had a passion that we just want to find a great deal for our agency. And after 3 weeks in the Switzerland, we finally found 3 first customers for our tiny agency. We came back to Prague and started building these startups for our customers, and it was successful. We somehow made a great team. We somehow find much more startups and companies who want to work with us, especially in Switzerland, Germany. And it was, I think, the reason why we was successful was that we just pack our stuff to the car and go there and spend there a few weeks. And then we were always trying to do it fully remotely, but it was not successful for us. So then next 3 years, we were traveling, let's say bi-weekly, me or my co-founder, to Switzerland or Germany, to visit the clients, to visit the conference, and to really bring our presence there. And we didn't find a scalable model how to work with the clients fully remotely. So this was about the agency. The agency the name was Fusion, and 4 years ago we sold the agency. And we started building SaaS because, to be honest, I was a little bit burned out from building an agency because it's always the same, and you have to listen you have to always just listen what your clients want to do, and you cannot really do what you want to do. So it was the one reason, and the next reason was because when I was 16, I was having a panic attacks. I was in hospital, and I realized I was like completely not taking care of my mental health. Also, in that time, we were working closely with Novartis, and we saw a huge opportunity in scaling and growing business in mental health space. And we saw, hey, on the market, there is a lot of online therapy platforms. Maybe you know this Czech startup Hedapi. In the US, there is a startup called BetterHelp. So there is a lot of players already doing online therapy. There was, of course, a lot of apps and companies in meditation space. So probably you know platforms like platforms like Calm or Headspace. These are super big guys. I would say they're doing business for over 10 years, super successfully. But we saw a huge space in self-therapy. What does it mean that not everyone can offer the online therapy or a physical therapy with a psychologist or therapist. And there is much more what you can do for your mental health than just going to therapists or having a meditation. You can do breathing exercise, you can do journaling, you can do like affirmation quotes. There's like much more what you can do, but there was no platforms on the market who can do everything easily that you can help take care of your mental health by yourself. So we started building MVP, and we got the first hundreds of users on board. It was successfully, it was growing. So we decided that if we want to be successful and make the unicorn and make the best mental health app, we have to have a focus. And that's another big recommendation from my end for you, is to have a focus, because it's super important if you will focus on one thing, you can do it really good. But if you defocus to a lot of different small projects, startups, you will not build it so successful. So we bet on this mental health startup. Back then it was super tiny, super small. We took our money, what we earned with the agency, put it into the startup, and started scaling the VOS. And as we was not growing as fast and scaling as fast we wanted, we decided that we need to get external investment, external money on board to be able to scale faster, grow faster, and not just focus purely on profitability in the early days, but focus on developing technology and expanding the market share. So the VOS itself, and I would say all software as a service platforms, are in general global business, because when you upload your app to App Store or Google Play, or upload your SaaS product on the website, everyone can access it, everyone can use it. So it's this really nice part of your SaaS that you develop something once, and then like millions of people can use it every day. For us as a mental health, of course, in the beginning, we did a lot of research about the legal part, about like every country has a different requirement for mental health solution, because we are talking about a really highly sensitive topic. We have a lot of personal data of our users, and we need to be sure that we will be always just helping the people and that we will not do anything wrong with the data. So we spend a lot of time on this legal research. So definitely recommend you, especially if you're in the health space, research all geos where your app is available. Europe is fine. It's, I would say, easy, because almost all countries has the same requirements. US is specific. Australia, Canada are really similar, but also have own specific criteria. The next big and hardest part for us, and we always struggle with this, is how to effectively translate the platforms, because something sounds really good for you in English, something really good sounds for you in Czech, but then we are not able to control the quality of the translation to, let's say, German or French, because I don't speak French. So it was always a hustle. It's always really hard. So again, it's about the people and finding the right team who can manage for you this work, that you will be sure that it sounds the way you want. Because I can share with you a real life story what we had, for example, with the German market. So we launched our app, and we found some translator and translate the app to German language, and we launched it, and nothing happened. The conversion rate in Germany was super wrong, super bad. After a few weeks, few months of digging and exploring what's the issue, we found out that the translations are not really good at it. Someone just took it, put it into the Google Translator, and not really go extra mile with the proper translation of all the strings in the mobile app. So we hired like the super expensive, like a copywriter, completely remade it, and it started working. So always be sure that your translations are good, that it will it will help you to scale your business across all the geos. Yes. So the next part was about the stability of the product. When you will be building your SaaS, you'll be probably using servers from Google or Amazon, but we found out that, for example, in the US, the app was super slow, and we were again like always looking for why is it so slow, that we found out that we have a servers in Brussels at Google, and that it was really slow. So then we were facing a lot of scalability and stability issues for our US or Australia customers. So it's another challenge you need to always take care of when you're building your SaaS product internationally. So the next part, I would like to share with you something about our growth techniques, what we are using for growing internationally on higher scale. And as I mentioned, the most important for you is to be not fully relied just on your paid acquisition. You have to make your marketing mix that ideally one day you will completely turn off your paid acquisition, and you will still have a volume in your product, in your new customers. It's the most important part for you. And I'm happy that we have always around 60%. I would say it's right now around 50, but at least 50% of the users coming to our platform is coming from organic, and just 50% from the paid acquisition. So what we do for scaling, so first of all, and when we were starting, and I'm recommending this to everyone who's starting digital products, to start with the ads, especially on Facebook and Apple search ads. Especially Apple search ads for you deliver you high quality leads for it's not scaling too much, so we can effectively spend maybe $20,000 a month on Apple search ads. So, but it's the maximum, so it's not for scaling, but it's really good for your MVP, for validate your product. And then it's Facebook, it's easy, and I would say every single app is the biggest spender are on Facebook. And of course, we use Google, TikTok, Snapchat, Pinterest, but only the low volume campaign. So for us, still we are the highest spender on Facebook. The next part is influencers. So for us, again, for making successful international expansion was to find the local influencers in all the countries. I strongly recommend you to focus on smaller influencers. I would say the range is around 5 to 30K followers. These influencers are not super crazy expensive, and in compare like the volume and price, I think is the best. And sometimes it's hassle to communicate with them because all influencers are always busy. So we struggle a lot, but we found a process that somehow works. And what helped us in working with these influencers is that we developed for them affiliate program. And I again strongly recommend this, not just for SaaS businesses, but also for your agency businesses, these kickback affiliate programs. So for example, how we do, I can say real life examples, how we do affiliate at VOS and also how we did affiliate at agency. So, and talking about the VOS, what we did is we make a landing page where all the influencers can sign in and get the unique link, and then the influencers promoting our product, and for every single lead they bring to us, we pay them cash. What we did with the agency, it was really similar, but on the lower scale. But it was that when we came to Switzerland and found right contacts and people who help us with the networking, open us the door, we made such kind, let's say, some kind of affiliate program for them. So if they bring us the deal to the agency, we pay them kickback on cash on hand. And I think it's really important for all type of businesses. The same way, and it was also the next channel I will be talking about was really similar for agency and also for VOS app. It's collaboration with B2B, and I can add a comment for VOS. It is collaboration with insurance companies. So how does it work with VOS? So we work closely with the insurance providers or with the big enterprises who have a special deal with us, recommending our platform for their customers. And how we work in this way with the agency, it was really similar way, because for example, Big Four or all the big consultant companies, they are already well connected with the businesses, and we had a really similar affiliate program with them, that when they successfully help us to find us customers for agency, we were able to pay them kickback. So this is probably the biggest stream of traffic for our products. Maybe I can share one more, which is ASO. It's typical for SaaS. So for SaaS, it's App Store optimization, or we can call it maybe a little bit a CEO. In the early days, I completely forgot about it, but when we optimize our App Store optimization, we are able to getting hundreds of installs every day thanks to the right setup. And I know a few B2B, B2B2C SaaS founders who having similar results from SEO through websites. So definitely recommend you check it out. Super crucial for your business. Then I would like to share some specific hacks what we find for during the building was, and maybe if you're thinking about start building your mobile app or any type of software, this might help you. So the tip number 1 is test first on the tier 3, we call it tier 3 countries, all your creatives in the early days. So how does it work? Whenever we decide to launch a high volume campaign, we always first launch with a smaller budget in Eastern Europe, in for example, like India or in Thailand. This is like super cheap countries where you can get a super high volume. At the end of the day, the customers are globally very similar, but for you, what is crucial is click-through rate and conversion rates, and they are really similar. So we always testing in this, we call it tier 3 countries with a low volume before turning on the campaigns in the tier 1 countries. And why I am telling you this, because in my career, I met a lot of founders who are building mobile apps, and they from the day one just started spending crazy in the US, and they were confused why they're losing so much money, because they didn't test out what works and what not. And our business is really deeply connected with the creatives, with the copywriting, with the visual part, and you need a high traffic to test it out and be sure that every dollar you spend in your key countries, it will be invested just the right way. The next tip, number 2, is focus on content and on the viral content, especially in today's world. It's like you can really blow up super fast on TikTok or on Instagram Reels if you make a really great content. And definitely it's, I think, underrated with a lot of founders, with a lot of companies, that they don't spend enough money to creating the content. So I think the content is king in these days, and you can really cheap drive content of traffic, a lot of really high quality traffic just through high quality viral content, which is not, I think, super hard to make. So if you make a task for your team that every week you will post 3-4 reels, I guarantee you that at least once or twice a month something will blow up and bring you a lot of free traffic. The recent tip, what I found as a SaaS founder and what I think is great opportunity for you, is to build your own influencers. How does it work? And we came up with this idea last year when I saw something similar in the States, is that we slowly started building our own influencers. So we found a bunch of UGC creators and video makers, and we asked them to record for us 30 videos, shorts, or TikTok videos. And we are posting to this new Instagram, which is fully owned by us. We make the new name, we make a fake bio, whatever, and started posting the content there. And then from these accounts, we are boosting the ads. And it's working really well. And on top of it, we have own channel how we can communicate. So now we have 3-4 own was influencers. No one's know that they are our influencers. They don't exist, but it works great. And so this was the third tip. Fourth tip is just from my side. Don't rely on your paid acquisition. You need to be sure that one day, if the Facebook and Google will be off, your app will be still growing. So be sure that you have enough traffic from organic. And think about it every day, that is super important for you. The tips for agency and the tips for someone who is in the sales business. It's great business. I don't say it's a bad business. It's really good business. I just don't like it anymore. So tips from my experience, because this was my alma mater, and I was like, just like when I was in high school, I was having agency. After high school, I was having agency. So I know a lot about this type of business. So first, if you will do your business abroad, not in the, for example, I don't know if you're from Czech Republic or if you're from Hungary and you want to do a business with the German companies or with Swiss companies, move to this country and spend there a few weeks or a few months, because you really need to understand the people there. You need to meet the people you will be working with. You're not able to do this purely online. The next part would help us is find a local representatives that will help you to scale up and open the doors. It was, again, for us, the biggest game changer was when we met local people who know the local people who open us the doors. It's really hard if you're no name to came to the new country and talk to the right people. So for us, we were so lucky. We met the great guys in Swiss that open us the great doors. So focus on your network. And the last but not least is probably a lot of people will hate me for this, but I would say do the stuff for free. And what does it mean is that when I was there and looking for my first clients, even we didn't make any deal, I always spent like 4 or 5 hours before the meeting. And because my background is I'm designer, I'm UX UI designer, I made a lot of free stuff, which I already presented to the potential clients. And it worked perfectly. When I arrived to the meeting and I show the app on my phone, the prototype of the app on my phone, which I spent 5 hours on building on, it was great. And it helped us to close the deals. So this was the tip for service businesses. And yeah, we have 37 minutes, so I will wrap it up, some key takeaways, and I will be happy to answer all your question you may have. So the first and most important takeaway, what I'm seeing every day, and I'm recommending this to everyone, is start doing, because all the deals, all the businesses will not came to your pocket. You have to start with something. So the hardest part is always to start, and people have problem with the starting and doing. So just start. That's the most important part. Find the right people. If you are building agency, if you're building a startup with a mobile app, you need to have the right people with you. So spend the time with the people and find the right people. Then, especially about the expansion of your business and growing your business, don't escape after first fail. I met a lot of founders and a lot of people who quit the startup or company after first failure. And we're failing. Everyone is failing. I'm failing. I failed today at least 5 times and maybe more. So you need to fail. And growing your business internationally, it's not easy. It takes time. And you will be not successful overnight or over a year. It will take years to be successful. So always try again, and you will find the path how to be successful. So this is my recommendation for you. If you're planning to expand your business, start building your business or scaling up your business, and my personal experience from building multiple businesses, especially in tech. And now I think we have enough time for your questions, and we can discuss your startups. We can discuss, I can give you feedback, whatever. So now it's the time for you guys. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jiří. I think this was quite insightful. If I can have a questions more about the app, then not the international expansion, if it's okay.
Yes.
How many languages are you operating the app? Is it Czech? Is it English and anything else?
Yeah, so we have 9 languages available in the app. So it's French,
Okay.
Ukraine, Portuguese, Spanish, Russian. Like we have 9 languages at the moment.
Okay. And so if I understand it, do you also connect people to the real human therapists
Yes.
if they need?
We did it in the early days, but we completely replaced this part with the AI. But we work closely with the online therapy provider. So we work with BetterHelp. So if the therapy or real human is needed, we connect our users with the therapist through our partners. So we don't operate ourselves online counseling anymore.
Okay. Yeah, because I was going to ask because if you need to like connect the therapist to the like Russian speaking people to Russian therapists to like a Spanish speakers to Spanish therapists, and if you would have these people like within your team, or it's so this is all done through the partner.
Yes, and BetterHelp, they have a lot of languages available. When we were operating online counseling by ourselves, we were providing service in English and Czech language. But we're a software company. We focus on developing purely the software part, and there are another better companies focusing on counseling part. So we decided it's better for our business to focus purely on technology, and this human part let other companies do for us.
Okay.
And our AI chatbot, which I would say we call it AI Wellbeing Coach, is available in 27 languages.
And this brings me to another question. When you're using the AI, are you like doing your own like language models, or you are?
I think no one have own language models. Everyone is renting the AI models, and I think the future is that you will be just the right way connecting language models. So we are using so we are using OpenAI and Anthropic and also Google models. We're using vector databases. I'm not a technical guy, really like deep into the technology, but we're combining and fine tuning these models together.
Okay. And once maybe again like more a personal question from my own interest, are you planning or are you connecting the app to any variables or anything that's gonna that monitors the human in the real time and the sense input to that?
Yes, as I mentioned, we analyzing health data from the smartphone. So all the data from Apple Health or Google Fit, or for example, if you're an Oura Ring user, or if you have a smart watches, we taking and analyzing all these data. So yeah, we do. And as we're collecting a lot of physical biomarkers about our users, based on these data, we are able to deliver highly personalized AI therapy.
Okay, thank you very much, Jiří.
So any other questions? It's time for you guys. If you join this event, and you're interested in international expansion, I'm happy to discuss it with you or I'll give you feedback on your projects. So any questions? So maybe Richard, do you have any questions or because if no one have a questions, I can always talk. if someone listening to me, but I'd be happy to discuss.
I don't know. I think anecdotes, different stories are always good, you know, for bringing your stuff to light, to highlight, you know, the most iconic moments of your journey. That would be great. A few stories if you'd like.
Sorry, can you say it again?
Like a few actual stories, you know, what happened, how it happened, maybe funny stories that you didn't think that would happen that way.
Okay, I can share a few. So the funny part was the first time I arrived to Switzerland, I was almost arrested. So when I was back then I was 18. I arrived with my co-founder to Switzerland to get a first clients, and remember, like in the Czech Republic, we have this it's called taneční, or like, let's say, dancing lessons. You're going, if you're on high school, every Friday to this dancing lesson. So, and when you're going to this dancing lesson, you get your first suit. So we took this suit, and really elegant guys sit to the car and travel to Switzerland in the suits from this dancing lessons. This was funny. And we arrived and we didn't have any money. So we went to Lidl, or there was Aldi, to buy a sausage and this a grill, what you can, like a one-time use grill. And so we bought the sausages and this grill, and sitting in the suits in the car, we drove through the city, climbed to some hill, and in the suits we started grilling. And then the police came to us, and they wanted to arrest us because they thought that we are some weird Eastern European guy stealing around, and we were explaining them that we were doing businesses, that we just making our grill session. So it was really funny experience in the early days in the Switzerland. And then the life in Switzerland was really hard in the early days for us, because as mentioned, we were 18 and we don't have money. So the way how we lived in this super small flat was crazy, but it helped. It pushed us to higher like to have a big goals. And then when the next part was, again, it was always when you're building business at the first months or years, you're betting to yourself that you will be successful, and you're not sure if it will work or not. And you have to always take a high risk. So when we started and we started building our first office, we didn't have money. So we rented a big flat, and we also lived in the flat for a year. In the wardrobe, there was a space for 2 beds. So with my co-founder, we were sleeping in the wardrobe, in the office, in the flat. And it was really funny, but I think it was super important for us to be successful in the early days. Then maybe I can share another really interesting part for you if you were maybe thinking about building your mobile app or building your SaaS product. It's about the marketing. And today's world, everyone is doing marketing, and everyone will tell you, I'm doing the marketing. But no one actually doing the marketing. Like when we were looking for new CMO recently, we got over 130 applications, and 98% of the people were not good match. They were just telling they're doing marketing, but they're actually not doing marketing. And in the early days of VOS, we invested a lot into the overpriced agencies. and it was just waste of the money. The marketing, sales, scaling, you as a founder have to master it, because it's the key for the success of your startup. Sales and marketing, a lot of founders forgot about it. They think I will find someone. You will not. You have to master this expertise by yourself, you or your co-founder, because it's the one of the most important key to build your startup successful. So yeah, this was some stories. I don't want to ask like at school. So Maciej, do you have any question, or what are you building, if I can ask you?
Actually, I'm representing Axel Point, so yeah, one of the partners.
Oh, okay. So what about Jakub or Jarek? I cannot hear. Or Karel? Is here Karel? Or Jarek or Jakub?
I think people are not exactly in a talkative mood today.
Okay, and Peter is also from the organization, right? Yes.
That's correct.
Yes. So, yes.
But I mean,
the key is the marketing.
don't worry. I think this was highly valuable. Of course, we will upload this to YouTube, so more people will be able to gain some insights from it. And thank you for sharing your experiences.
Great. So thank you.
Thanks.
And have a nice day. Bye bye.
Have a nice evening. Bye.
Thank you very
Bye-bye.
much.
Bye.
Have a nice day, everyone.
Bye-bye.